Good morning, I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Zinklea Samoa in for Savannah Sellers. Right now on Morning News Now, we're tracking Hurricane Ian, upgraded this morning to an extremely strong Category 4 storm with more than 150-mile-an-hour winds expected to make landfall in southwestern Florida today. The expected track could take Ian along the same path Hurricane Charlie took back in 2004. And people along Florida's Gulf Coast are being told to get ready, with some areas expected to get up to 12 feet of storm surge.
This one does feel a little bit different. We felt that way in the past before, so it's just better to be safe than sorry.
Were you on the fence about whether or not you were going to evacuate?
I was so afraid either way. I didn't know what to do.
Already, Florida's getting an idea of what to expect from Ian. The storm first made landfall in Cuba yesterday, knocking out power to the entire island. Now the hurricane is gaining strength in the Gulf. Ian is already bringing high winds, heavy rain, and tornado warnings to South Florida ahead of landfall. We have complete coverage for you this morning, covering the storm from all angles.
But we want to start with the very latest on Hurricane Ian's track.
Meteorologist Samara Theodore is here with more on where Ian is going. Hey, Samara.
Hey, we are down to the final hour now. We've got a few hours before landfall, and at this point, the situation just continues to grow dire. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest. So this just happened overnight while many of us were sleeping. It is now strengthened to a Category 4 hurricane, okay? 155-mile-per-hour winds. The threshold for Cat 4 is 130 miles per hour. Once we hit closer to 157, that's where we're talking Cat 5. So this is the strong end of the spectrum, Cat 4. And it's situated about 65 miles west-southwest of Naples, Florida right now, starting to really slow its movement, moving to the northeast at 9 miles per hour. This is going to be a very dynamic and strong storm. So here's the latest track right now. If you live in Port Charlotte, that's close to where the eye is looking like it's going to come in. So we're headed south of Sarasota now. That's when we're going to see the hurricane-force winds arriving around 2 p.m. on Wednesday in areas close to Sanibel. It'll hit there first and then continue to push inland. And at that point, we could see areas farther north and to the west seeing the arrival of the hurricane-force winds a little bit later. But nonetheless, the time window we're looking at for landfall is anywhere between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. this evening, especially the farther south this makes landfall, closer to Fort Myers a little bit earlier here. After which it continues to push inland, maintaining hurricane-force strength before starting to weaken. If you take a look, we are still seeing tropical storm force winds as we head into areas like Orlando, Central Florida, and then it rides up the coast. So Central Florida getting the major impacts on Thursday. By Friday morning, we see this make its way closer to St. Augustine and Jacksonville before seeing the remnants push into the Carolinas. Okay, I want to go ahead and take one quick look at the storm surge, and we're going to detail this a little bit more later on. 8 to 12 feet is what we're talking right now. This is the deadliest aspect of a storm. And when it comes to Cat 4, we're using adjectives like catastrophic. We're talking devastating, nearly billion-dollar damage. So this is a very serious situation, and we're going to talk more about that storm surge a little later in the show.
Yeah, stay with us. We're going to check back with you in just a few minutes.
Absolutely.
Samara, thank you so much. We want to get right to NBC News correspondent Chris Pallone. He is in Tampa, Florida right now. Chris, good morning to you. So we know Hurricane Ian strengthened overnight. It's nearing Category 5 with 150-mile-an-hour winds. Its outer bands are already hitting South Florida. What are you seeing where you are in Tampa, and what are you hearing south of where you are?
Yeah, Joe, over the last several hours, we've seen bands of rain come through. About 10 minutes ago, it really wasn't raining. Now it's starting to pick up again as those outer bands continue to swing through this area as Ian approaches the coastline. The wind has started to pick up. We're seeing some significant gusts over the past 20 minutes or so here as well. As for Tampa itself, over the past couple of days, it looked like this area was going to take a direct hit, something it hasn't done in more than a century. Now I think some people here are breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief that it is going to the south. Obviously, terrible news with the strengthening of the storm for places south of here like Sarasota, Fort Myers and whatnot. But there was real significant concern here in Tampa. There's 120 miles worth of coastline around Tampa Bay and with the Gulf of Mexico here. And so with a significant storm surge here, they were forecasting 10 feet. It really could have been catastrophic in this area. Now that concern shifts to our south.
And Chris, you talked about a significant storm surge. I'm mindful that Ian's biggest threat seems to be that very storm surge. What are officials telling people to prepare for?
Yeah, obviously, they say that, here in Florida over the last couple of decades, building codes have come up so much that many buildings can withstand winds of 120, 130 miles per hour. It is the water that's going to cause the most deaths in a situation like this. People get caught unaware, too close to storm surge. They have flash flooding that they can't escape from. That is the main concern here today.
And Chris, where you are in Tampa, they're undergoing major infrastructure upgrades to protect the city from flooding. It's still years from completion. The Tampa area, as you mentioned, hasn't seen a hurricane in more than 100 years. This latest path could mean the city's going to avoid that direct hit they've been fearing for so long. But still, they could see storm surge. They could see a lot of rain and some flooding. So what are officials saying about the extent of flooding damage that Tampa could still face from this storm, and how are they preparing for that?
Obviously, they did short-term fixes, trying to clean out storm drains and sandbag where they could, but they're really hoping with those improvements not yet finished that this is mostly a rain and flash flooding event versus storm surge.
And in addition to that rain and flash flooding, we're also hearing the storm has spawned tornadoes. So what's the latest on that?
Yeah, on the eastern side of these storms, they often kick up small tornadoes. We've seen several warnings down in South Florida in rural areas overnight, and they say that that's in the offing for people in Florida as the storm moves inland. All right, Chris, reporting from Tampa. Stay safe. Thank you so much.
For more now, we're joined by Public Relations Manager and PIO of Charlotte County, Florida, Todd Dunn. Todd, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. So I know Ian was supposed to make landfall as a Category 1 storm, then a Category 3. Now we're looking at near a Category 5 storm, bringing dangerous winds and rain and storm surge. So do you feel ready for the potentially devastating impact?
As much as you can be ready for that type of storm, right? We're embracing for some pretty serious storm ahead of us. And you guys mentioned Sarasota and Fort Myers. We're in Charlotte County, right in the middle, right? And the projected path as of a few minutes ago. So we've, as a county, behind me, you see our Emergency Operations Center, all the county leaders. Multiple agencies are in that room to make decisions quickly as needed. We've done all of the early preps. You know, you talked about we mitigated, made sure the Public Works was out there cleaning the swales and being prepared for the drainage. So, but like you had mentioned too, what have told our people, we've evacuated our red zone A and our B zone orange because of the forecasted tidal surge. So you kind of hide. Our emergency management director, Patrick Fuller, is one of his sayings is you hide from the wind, you run from the water. And the water is what we have, the reason that we've made those calls to evacuate those people. So we hope people have heeded the message, get out. We're maybe another hour or so before the tropical storm winds sustained at 40 miles per hour. At that point, due to safety, we bring all of our emergency responders off the road and keep them safe. And so at that point, we will not be out there responding. So that's why we want people to evacuate if they can go to another place where it's safe, and definitely stay off the road during the high winds.
Good message there. You know, Todd, for many, this is bringing back memories of Hurricane Charlie in 2004, which roared ashore as a Category 4 storm. This path looks very similar to that, but also this hurricane seems to be moving slower. It seems to be much bigger. Are there lessons you learned from that hurricane that can be applied now, 20 years later, nearly 20 years later?
Well, I wasn't here for that, but definitely everybody in our that was here, remembers that. The lessons that I hope we've taken from that is be prepared. Charlie wasn't supposed to come into our area. It was forecasted to go up, continue going up the Gulf of Mexico, and at last minute hooked in. Patrick Fuller, our emergency management director, said, there's no really comparison. Every storm is different. And this one, whereas Charlie, we didn't have the predicted storm surge. This one has had that predicted storm surge. So it's going to be a beast of its own.
A true beast. I mean, we're talking about up to 12 feet with Ian. So talk to us about the kind of impact you think this will have on your community.
Well, Charlotte County is Southwest Florida. We're a coastal community. We have a lot of canals. We have a lot of low-lying areas. So that's part of the concern for that area. We have a lot of area that can, on a normal thunderstorm, we deal with spot flooding on roadways. So when we have heavy rain combined with predicted surge, that's just a recipe for a disaster. And while we're hoping for the best, that could be something that we're having to deal with once the winds start kind of shifting and then pushing that water up into our county.
Todd, for the last couple of days, we've been thinking Tampa was most likely to get the direct hit here, and now it's this overnight development where it is sort of shift. It's coming closer to your community, and it's coming there faster than people thought it would. When you got that news overnight and saw this thing shift, just what was your reaction? What's been the reaction in your community?
The reaction, I think everybody's hoping for the best, and and our reaction, we hope that everybody has heeded our messages of being prepared, so now at this point, we're ready to, our message from our Joint Information Center is going to be shelter in place, as the winds rise to that dangerous level, then now they're just going to stay off the road and shelter in place and ride it out from there.
And I heard you pause in some emotion as you answered Joe's question. I wonder, are you feeling fearful? How are you feeling as you're supporting so many through this?
Well, you get nervous that, people you haven't heeded your message, so, it's like anything else, you get nervous.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's a really devastating storm that's being expected, but I hope you and your community stay safe. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we're wishing you, Charlotte County, Florida PIO, Todd Dunn, and your whole family and your whole community a lot of safety right now. Meanwhile, we want to talk about where the storm already hit, and that is Cuba, which is in the dark this morning after Hurricane Ian slammed the country with heavy winds and rain.
That's right. Cuba's electric union said that work is now underway to restore power across the island as residents begin to pick up the pieces from the devastating storm. NBC News correspondent Guad Menendez is on the ground in Cuba with the very latest.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ian, things have only gotten harder for Cuba. Here in Havana, we saw the sea rise and floodings taking place all across the boardwalk and the neighborhoods behind me, even as far as 5 or 6 blocks from the ocean in Havana. In fact, the hotel where we were staying flooded overnight. Some of that water is now receding back to the lower levels, but of course, this will be causing some damage. Meanwhile, we are still assessing the damage in western Cuba. Now, the latest report indicates that 2 people died as a result of the hurricane passing through Pina del Rio. This is a province that was affected the most. As many as 64,000 people were evacuated by the military. We know that the main hospital in the capital of that province that has the same name, Pinar del Rio, the main hospital had a lot of damage to the structure. We will be going to that part of Cuba today because communication has been quite difficult. It's also been hard to get information. We've been getting some images, people uploading videos and photos to social media of the aftermath in that region. Meanwhile, as of last night, all of Cuba was in the dark. The government informing that there is a national blackout. This is the system failing after the storm devastated western Cuba. So it's only people with generators that are able to power lights or to use some type of electricity in Cuba. Cuba. We don't know when the power will be restored. They did inform last night that they would try to restore some of that power into the evening or this morning, but as of now, we're still in the dark in this part of Havana, and it's impossible to know what's happening in other parts of the country because of the lack of communication. There is some cell service in parts of Cuba, and that's how people have been able to communicate. But as of now, we're still assessing the damages in that part of the country hardest hit on the western part of Cuba after Hurricane Ian made its way through the island. Back to you.
Juan Venegas, thank you so much for that report. Now, as Hurricane Ian approaches, officials are warning, as we've been talking about a large and potentially life-threatening storm surge.
That's right. NBC News senior national correspondent Kerry Sanders has more on the dangers Floridians are facing.
The waters of the Gulf of Mexico are warm, as high as 89 degrees, a high-octane fuel for hurricanes. With a shallow seabed along the Gulf Coast, the perfect combination for catastrophic storm surge.
Shallow water is actually easier to pick up and lift and blow up onto the land than it is in deep water. And so the same wind on the west coast of Florida will have substantially greater storm surge than it would on the east coast of Florida.
I've experienced it firsthand. This is what storm surge looks like. It's a fast-moving, fast-rising flash flood with the power of the Atlantic Ocean behind it. What causes that building wall of water known as storm surge? 100-plus mile-per-hour winds whipping across the surface of the water, piled higher and higher. The storm surge combined with high tide may cause water levels as high as 10 feet above normal, overwashing beaches and potentially traveling miles inland. I'm at about 2 feet above sea level, which means a 5-foot storm surge would come in about here. A 10-foot storm surge up there. In some cases, the storm surge could wash over Florida's barrier islands.
Water does the most damage. It kills the most people, and it takes the longest to recover from.
Anyone with a mortgage in a flood zone is required to carry federal flood insurance, but wind damage is covered by your homeowner's policy. In Florida, 6 insurance companies have claimed insolvency just this year. Homeowners complain those that are still in business here have jacked up premiums.
I'd say probably about a 30% increase for myself. Others, I've seen them, rise 50%, 100%, and some have just been canceled altogether.
Our thanks to Kerry Sanders, really helping us understand what this storm surge impact could be.
Absolutely, and we want to take a closer look at just how dangerous this storm surge is going to be.
Yeah, let's bring in meteorologist Samara Theodore again to talk more about specifically the storm surge, which really is one of the biggest risks right now.
Yes, it's the deadliest component to a hurricane, and right now I want to talk about why the western coast is so vulnerable. So here's a look at what's happening, okay? And this is the worst case scenario for areas like Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Sanibel, into Port Charlotte. So if you look at the hurricane rotation as we head towards this afternoon and landfall, you see how the strongest winds is forcing and piling in water into areas like Bonita Springs, into Fort Myers. So we get that onshore wind piling water in, just driving it in, whereas in Tampa, they'll actually see that water moving out. Now, that's nothing to sleep on because we are going to see very heavy rain falling in Tampa, so they'll have their own issue. But here's a closer look at that potential storm surge. And this area in red here is the area that could see some of the worst storm surge flooding. And when we look at the topography of the water of the land just off the coast, that's where we start to see more shallow water. So this is really setting up to be possibly a disastrous situation. Here's a look, the areas in red. Out towards the Rotunda, into Port Charlotte, that's going to be one to watch. Areas like Fort Myers, down into Cypress Lake, Cape Coral, Pine Isles Center, St. James City. They're looking at high tide, 6:45 this afternoon, and that's going to be very close to the time that we're seeing landfall just being made in many areas along the western coastline. 9 feet of storm surge there. So, like I said, it's the deadliest component to the storm. It's just driving inland, and then you're going to have the rain on top of that. Quick fact, we are looking at 2 to 3 months worth of rainfall with this storm falling in 2 to 3 days.
And I'm wondering, I'm looking at that, and we look at Fort Myers, or we look up at Port Charlotte, and there's so much shoreline because it cuts in and there's water there. Does that just increase the risk of storm surge hitting more areas and impacting more areas?
Absolutely, absolutely. And a lot of these areas are low-lying. It'll continue to drive in, and then that with the copious amounts of rain is just, this is not a good situation.
A lot to watch out for. People need to heed the warnings.
Absolutely. Time's running out.
Thank you, Samara. Appreciate it. We know you'll keep an eye on it. We are continuing to follow Hurricane Ian's path this morning as it closes in on Florida's Gulf Coast, rapidly closing in on the strength of a Category 5 hurricane expected to make landfall later today. Millions of Americans now bracing for impact. We've got much more just ahead.
Also ahead, Ian's impact being felt in Washington. Today's planned January 6th committee hearing now postponed when the group could reconvene, and what we can expect to hear when they do next. Welcome back. We're continuing to track Hurricane Ian this morning. Now a major Category 4 storm set to hit Florida later today. We're expecting to hear from Governor DeSantis in just a little bit, and we'll bring that to you when he starts speaking.
For now, we want to go to senior national correspondent Kerry Sanders, who's made his way to Punta Gorda, Florida. Kerry, with this storm shifting overnight, Punta Gorda really is right in line to get hit by this thing. What's the scene like where you are now?
Well, it's a little early to say that we're even seeing tropical force winds here, but we know it's coming thanks to the technology. And with 140-plus mile-an-hour winds, I'm 2 blocks from the Peace River, which connects right just a short distance from where I am to Charlotte Harbor. And so the immediate concern will be what's called storm surge, and that's with these 140-plus mile-an-hour winds pushing the water up into the bay, up into the Peace River, and then with nowhere else to go, moving inland. And when I'm this close, the concern, of course, is with a prediction of a storm surge of 10 to 12 feet, which would be twice as tall as I am right now, this area will be flooded. Right at this moment, the immediate concern before we start seeing tropical force winds and hurricane force winds are tornadoes. There have been tornadoes flashing in many locations. So far, no reports of any damage or those tornadoes touching down where people live. But it's important to note that we're in an area where Hurricane Charlie came through in 2004. And since then, the population here, like all of Florida, has increased rather dramatically. And so there are many people here who've never really been through a hurricane. And it appears that they're following what were the warnings about evacuations, about finding safe shelter, and about, if you can, leave the area completely. So at this point, it's one of those waiting games. And I think if we see the track, and you guys have been showing it, if we see the track and the eye is going to be coming here, we're going to see a tremendous amount of damage. And then after the hurricane goes, everybody's going to say, take a breath. But the truth is, there's going to be so much rain falling in the amount of feet that there's also going to be freshwater flooding. And we know the combination of storm surge and freshwater flooding, actually, it is the water that is the leading cause of death during and after a hurricane. So a warning really for anybody in the area to just make sure that you understand this is not a one-day event. Guys?
Right. And Kerry, I mean, we've seen Ian's track turn south over the past few hours while also developing into a strong Category 4 hurricane. You rightly pointed out many people in that area might not be familiar with this. So how is the area where you are in Punta Gorda set up to handle this potentially catastrophic storm?
Well, they certainly learned quite a bit after what happened here in 2004. They are prepared because there is such coordination in the state of Florida along with FEMA. This is not the way it was, say, 30 years ago during Hurricane Andrew when things were just chaos. So there are plans. The power companies have already pre-staged equipment in locations so that once the storm passes, they can move in to start getting those lines back up. And importantly, also, if there is a downed line that is electrified, to make sure that the power is cut to that. We often see after hurricanes people going out sightseeing in their cars. They don't understand what they're doing. They drive over a powered line, which has also led to tragedy. So there's a lot of dangers here. One thing, you can see a little bit of the wind blowing. The sun's coming up a little bit, so you've got a little bit of the clouds that you can see here. At this point, these are the sort of things I think about, guys, are like 100 years ago, somebody would not even know what was coming. They would think it was just a rainy day. Now we know what's coming. Now we have people who are prepared. Now we have emergency management operations that are in place. We have the governor who's called up the National Guard. We have so much water, so much ice, so many generators all pre-positioned. So I think after this is done, there will be the sort of support that's needed. But, you know, the water, that's damaging. That is damaging. And for any homeowner that thought they didn't need to have federal flood insurance, your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover a flood. And that's essentially what storm surge is all about, guys.
Dangerous water, dangerous storm surge. Carrie Sanders, thank you.
There is other news we want to get to right now, including a big story on Capitol Hill impacted by the storm. Today's scheduled January 6th committee hearing has been postponed because of Hurricane Ian. Let's bring in NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Rafa for more on this. Ali, good morning. So we should know soon when the hearing will be rescheduled, but what should we expect to see when the group does finally reconvene?
Yeah, good morning, guys. We still don't have a final rescheduled date, but the thinking is this is going to be postponed to next week. And when this committee finally reconvenes for the first time in over 2 months now, members say that there's so much more information we're going to learn. One member teasing that this is going to be a, quote, avalanche of new information, because we know that the committee has more information about those deleted text messages by the Secret Service, about movements on January 6th. We know that they have more information about violent extremism that fueled the attack on the Capitol. And it's very possible that this postponement, this extension in time between hearings now, could possibly give the committee the opportunity to now speak with Ginny Thomas after we know that a deal was reached between the committee and her legal team. So the committee has been keeping details close to the vest even before this postponement was announced yesterday. But it's likely that we will learn a lot of new revelations when this final committee hearing actually does happen.
Another development we're watching, Ali, is Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell announced his support Tuesday for a bipartisan bill. It's aimed at preventing another insurrection like what happened on January 6th. What's in this bill?
Yeah, McConnell saying yesterday on the Senate floor he would support amending this bipartisan Electoral Count Act, this 135-year-old act that really talks about how Congress can certify the results of a presidential election. The act would make it clear that a vice president's role on the day of the certification is largely ceremonial, largely symbolic, that they can't unilaterally change slates of electors, which was the belief on January 6th by so many outside the Capitol. It would also raise the threshold for members to be able to oppose, an elector in the certification of these results. So McConnell signing on is a pretty big deal. It really opens the door for more Republicans to eventually support this bill when it is eventually voted on.
Ali Rafa, thank you, Ali.
Turning now to Iran, where the death toll of protesters is quickly rising due to violent clashes with security forces. This after the death of a woman taken into custody by the so-called morality police. One human rights group estimates that at least 70 people have been killed and 1,200 more have been arrested, including journalists. State media outlets put the death toll much lower, though, at least 40 people killed. But despite the crackdowns from the government and restrictions on the internet, protests are spreading, gaining support from women and younger generations. So we're going to speak with Tara Garlu, for more on this. Tara is an Iranian-American journalist and the author of The Heartbeat of Iran. She's also an adjunct professor at Georgetown University. Tara, good morning. Thank you for being here. So we've seen these protests grow more deadly, stun grenades, live ammunition happening in at least 80 Iranian cities, according to some reports, and largely at the hands of law enforcement, it seems. So how much longer can the regime hold out on this fight? Are these demonstrations enough to maybe destabilize the country?
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me and covering this important story. As you mentioned, protests are ongoing, but again, as seen before, the Iranian government is choking, brutally cracking down against its own people, 80 million to be exact. And one of the differences that I see this time in comparison to protests that we've seen in 2009 and 2019 is that teenagers as young as 14, 15, 16 are on the streets fighting, knowing that they will be killed, arrested, but that is just reflective of the change that they so desperately want for their country. And the regime is weak, it's brittle, and it's important to note that they're at a critical time with rumors of the supreme leader being ill. But again, the brutal crackdown that we see on the streets, as you mentioned, is reflective of their fear of the rage and force and will of the people, the nation, who want nothing but change and their ability to live with the right of choice.
And you talked about how we've seen even young women participate. I mean, I know we've also seen hijabs being burned, women cutting their hair. So how are women stepping up, especially since the 22-year-old Mahsa Amini was arrested for allegedly violating the country's strict dress code?
Absolutely. You know, I have to say, in a country where a man's voice has always been the louder force, it's now the women whose cry is louder than ever, fighting for reform. And once again, you know, this is not just strictly about mandatory hijab. It's the young people's cry for change, for freedom, and the ability to choose in all aspects of their lives, lives that have been controlled for 40 years by the confining forces of the regime and the regime. And yes, women are on the forefront, fighting side by side with men, and I think the entire nation is united in this fight.
Tara Kangarlu, thank you so much for shining a light on a very important issue.
Thank you.
And coming up, our coverage of Hurricane Ian continues. We're expected to hear from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Hurricane Ian's latest track. We'll bring you that when it happens.
Plus, it is a historic day at the White House as officials convene to discuss Americans' nutrition and health, convening for the first time in more than half a century. We've got more on that next. You're watching Morning News Now. We're back with the latest on Hurricane Ian, now a Category 4 hurricane packing 150-mile-an-hour winds.
Ian is currently in the Gulf of Mexico after slamming western Cuba yesterday. Pinar del Rio province, the country's main tobacco-growing region, was hit the hardest, and the storm knocked out power to the entire island.
Now this morning, after days of preparation, people in Florida are bracing for Ian's impact as it's expected to make landfall later today.
Ian spawned tornadoes last night, and authorities confirmed 2 tornadoes hit an airport in Pembroke Pines, flipping planes and damaging hangars.
Now, with no time left to get out, everyone along Florida's coast is being urged to take shelter as Ian closes in, bringing a life-threatening storm surge up to 8 to 12 feet in some spots, along with high winds and flooding rains. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is holding a press conference right now, just getting underway. Let's listen in.
Has the storm making landfall in Charlotte County. If you are in any of those counties, it's no longer possible to safely evacuate. It's time to hunker down and prepare for this storm. This is a powerful storm that should be treated like you would treat if a tornado was approaching your home. If you're out on the roads, get to a safe place as soon as possible. There's more than 200 shelters open in just the Southwest Florida region alone. We're already seeing bridge closures. The Skyway Bridge is closed now, going from Manatee to Pinellas counties. There's 40,000 power outages reported, but outside of Southwest Florida, crews are responding to those power outages. Don't go outside in the eye of the storm. It's still dangerous. There's actually a calmness if the center of the hurricane is right over you. You think maybe the storm is past. That's not the case. It's still very dangerous. There's possibilities of tornadoes. It would also be very difficult to potentially get back into your home. So even if it seems calm, wait to make sure that the storm has actually passed. Once the storm is passed and it's safe to go outside, I urge you to be cautious. Avoid down power lines. Avoid standing water. Stay clear of damaged trees. If you are using a generator for power, make sure that that is being operated outside your home. Do not operate that indoors. And then don't drive in flooded streets. People will look and think they can drive through it, and it doesn't work out well for them. As the storm has approached, we've already had enough winds to have local bridges closed. So the bridge on State Road 64, Manatee Avenue East, has now been closed. The bridge at SR 684 and Cortez Road has now been closed, and the John Ringling Causeway has been closed. And that is basically a function of when the winds reach a certain threshold. Obviously, you're going to see more bridge use suspended given the ferocity of this storm. This morning, Director Guthrie asked for additional airlift, hoist, and high water vehicles from the Department of Defense in coordination with FEMA. The Department of Transportation also has 1,200 personnel on standby to perform cut and toss operations. We're bringing in supplies by plane, boat, and by high water vehicle. All the airports in Southwest Florida have leave-behind teams in place so that they will be able to get the runways in good shape once the storm has passed. We have 5,000 Florida Guardsmen activated, 2,000 from neighboring states. We have air assets, urban search and rescue teams stationed now in Miami that will be able to respond over to Southwest Florida. Florida Fish and Wildlife, both vehicle assets, water assets, and air assets. And the U.S. Coast Guard is now staged 4 cutters. They also have shallow draft vessels ready to provide search and rescue assistance to the flooded areas. There are over 30,000 linemen staged and ready for power restoration efforts across the state of Florida, and that includes linemen across all of our major utilities, and a lot of these linemen are coming from out of state. So this is a major, major effort. Of course, the storm has to pass. There needs to be the ability for them to get in and access what they need to access, but that's going to be a priority, and Kevin and his team are going to be working hard on that. I want to thank the 26 states that have sent support to us during this time, including Tennessee, Virginia, Montana, Louisiana, New York, Colorado, Indiana, New Jersey, and Georgia. We very much appreciate the assistance, and as this storm hits, we've got massive amounts of assets that are staged, but we're already discussing about ways where we can get more value-added support. So most of you said call, and we may be doing just that as the recovery efforts go forward. So this is a major, major storm. It's something that we knew was going to be significant. That the strengthening of this over the last night, has been really, really significant. It's potentially that it could make landfall as a Category 5, but clearly this is a very powerful major hurricane that's going to have major impacts, both on impact in Southwest Florida, but then as it continues to work through the state, it is going to have major, major impacts in terms of wind, in terms of rain, in terms of flooding. So this is going to be a nasty, nasty day, 2 days. Probably we think now it will be exiting the peninsula sometime on Thursday. Yesterday, based on how fast it was moving, thought maybe it wouldn't be till the wee hours of Friday morning. So this is going to be a rough stretch. We're here to respond to the areas that are affected once the storm is passed. Local emergency responders are standing by, ready to go. I think most people heeded the warnings of doing the evacuations in those very sensitive locations, but not everyone may have done that. And so we understand that a storm of this magnitude, there's going to be a need, to begin those rescue efforts apace. Kevin Guthrie is here for an update from Florida DEM.
Thank you, Governor.
Ron DeSantis offering an update as Florida braces for Hurricane Ian, preparing for what the governor says will likely be a nasty, nasty day, saying it is no longer possible to safely evacuate. The time has come to hunker down. Stay with us. We'll have more coverage coming up next on Morning News Now.
I urge full ready.
For the first time in more than half a century, the White House is set to host a conference today focusing on hunger, nutrition, and health.
That's right. It's part of the Biden administration's plan to end hunger and diet-related diseases by 2030. For more on this, let's bring in NBC News White House correspondent Carol Lee, as well as Helena Botmiller-Evich, who is the founder and editor-in-chief of Food Fix. Good morning to you both.
Carol, let's start with you. This is the first conference of its kind since 1969. So what exactly can we expect to hear from the president today?
Well, Joe, you're going to hear first and foremost the president say that this is a top priority for his administration, and then you'll see him outline a plan that the White House says is aimed at tackling hunger and trying to address this issue. And that is a package of, it's a mix. It's things like legislative actions, which, there's a real question about whether or not the president can get anything through, particularly after the midterms, depending on the makeup of Congress, but also some executive actions where the president will direct various agencies, including the Food and Drug Administration, to take certain steps that the White House says will help address this issue. Now, the president said, despite the hurdles here, that he is committed to seeing this through and making progress. Take a listen.
We'll bring together anti-hunger, and nutrition advocates, food companies, local and state governments, tribal and territory communities to lay out our plan to combat hunger and improve nutrition for every American. I'm committed to taking bold steps that are going to help end hunger and enable everyone to have access to affordable, healthy food and safe places to be physically active.
Part of what you'll hear the president do here is announce these partnerships that the administration is having with the private sector, companies like Chobani, which is familiar to everyone in terms of the yogurt that they make, and DoorDash, which a lot of people use to get food delivery. And they're also partnering with academic institutions, philanthropic institutions. So it's a really large event, Joe. And as you said, it's been anticipated for some time. Haven't seen something like this in a while.
And Helena, let's bring you in here because according to the USDA, 13.5 million Americans were food insecure at some point in the last year. And that's really staggering given how essential food is. So how significant is today's event at the White House? And how does it compare to the first one that was held more than 50 years ago?
Yeah, it's really significant. It's been a really long time since the White House has really shone a light on this issue. And we haven't had a plan on nutrition and hunger in this country. This is the first national plan that really aims to tackle these issues. I think the big difference with the last conference is you had a Republican president, Nixon. You also had some more bipartisan cooperation in Washington. It was just easier to get big pieces of legislation through. So we saw actually the creation of the WIC program, which actually serves half of all infants born in the U.S., helps give them infant formula and healthy staples. So it's just harder to get things done right now. And I think the real test for this conference will be what comes next. Advocates are really fired up, but what can they actually get through Congress? What can the administration actually get done with agencies like FDA? They're not exactly fast moving. So I think there's going to be a lot of attention on what comes next.
So, Carol, I'll ask you about what's next. What are some of the objectives the Biden White House has in mind when it comes to dealing with food security and health here in the U.S.?
The big objective, and it's a lofty goal, is the White House has to end hunger and to reduce diet-related disease by 2030. So that's just in 7 years, essentially. And within that umbrella, there's a number of things: improve food access and affordability, integrate nutrition and health, and to try to create a dynamic where everyone has access to healthy food choices, as well as supporting physical activity and enhancing nutrition and food security research. So a number of goals here, and it's not clear exactly whether they can achieve them, but according to the White House, they're going to at least give it a really hard try.
All right, Carol and Helena, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for your weekly checkup. This week, news on an experimental drug that's showing positive results for Alzheimer's patients.
Plus, how adding weight into your exercise routine could provide some big benefits. NBC News medical fellow Dr. Akshay Sayal joins us now. Thank you for being here. So I want to start with that experimental drug for Alzheimer's patients. It's giving some newfound hope. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it is giving some newfound hope. So basically, it's a monoclonal antibody drug called lecanemab, and results came out last night. It's only a press release. We haven't seen the full data yet, but from what it looks like, it slows cognitive decline at about 27%. And just some background here for your viewers. We think Alzheimer's disease, one of the leading hypotheses is that it's caused by plaques in the brain. And so far, drugs that have targeted those plaques haven't really given us good results. This drug, on the other hand, it looks a little bit more promising than the others. We still haven't seen the full data, but it's a monoclonal antibody that binds to those plaques and removes them from the brain. Just like we've heard with COVID, monoclonal antibodies bind to the virus. It's kind of analogous in that sense. So, we're hoping for more data in November to really see how it can actually affect patients.
We got some troubling warning for people undergoing in vitro fertilization. Those using frozen embryos were more likely to develop dangerous high blood pressure related disorders. That includes preeclampsia during pregnancy. What more can you tell us about that?
So this was a big study. It was about 4.5 million women out of Norway, and it found that those who undergo IVF, the key here is with frozen embryos as opposed to fresh embryos, are at a greater risk of high blood pressure during pregnancy and preeclampsia, like Joe mentioned, which is not only high blood pressure, but a little bit of signs of organ damage, too. And so, we have some doctor's orders here. And I thought I'd broaden it a little bit more, not just to people who are, undergoing IVF, but to everybody. Make sure you're getting your regular pregnancy checkups. They're there for a reason. We check blood sugar, we check for STDs. There's a lot of things that we check, and there's a reason that we do all of that.
And I feel like the next question I should lead in with, do you lift, bros? That's how a lot of people talk these days.
Small weights? Small weights?
Yeah, because I know there's a new study saying that, in addition to your typical cardio, incorporating weights can be pretty essential to successful health. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so this one's fun. This one's about a 100,000 people study. The average age was about 70 years old. And, what they found was that people who not only do cardio, which is, not just running, it's dancing, it's yoga, whatever it is, in addition to weightlifting about 1 to 2 times a week, saw about a 40% lower risk of death from any cause. And so, the doctor's orders for this are pretty simple. Start light and incorporate strength training into your workout routine. And, even just 1 to 2 times a week should be satisfactory. The second thing, grab a friend. My mom never hit the weight room until she started doing a workout class with her friends, incorporating weights, starting light. It's definitely something you want to consider adding.
I love it.
Your mom has lift buddies now?
Every Wednesday.
And you and I will hit up the
There you go.
Sorry.
Dr. Akshay Sayal, thank you so much.
Anytime.
And coming up, a slice of history now being made in the world of LGBTQ cinema.
Yeah, a boy meets bro romantic comedy that's finally getting some major studio support. My conversation with Billy Eichner and the cast of the new film Bros after this. We're continuing to track Hurricane Ian, now a Category 4 storm expected to make landfall in Florida later today. Governor Ron DeSantis warning it is no longer possible to safely evacuate. It is time for Floridians to hunker down. We'll have continuing coverage throughout the morning.
But now to some news that could spice up your life. The Spice Girls are re-releasing their chart-busting 1997 album Spice World next month. In addition to the original 10 tracks, the 25th anniversary edition will include Step to Me, which first premiered in a Pepsi ad, along with the bonus tracks Outer Space Girls and Walk of Life. The British supergroup's album will be available as a digital download, a 2-CD set on vinyl, or if you really want to relive the era, a double cassette. So as for a possible reunion tour, the band says you'll have to see. And Joe, if they do, I will definitely be there.
And I will be joining you. That's what everyone wants. All right, thanks, in Clay. It is getting a lot of buzz, and this Friday, the movie Bros finally hits theaters. It is the first gay rom-com released by a major studio, our parent company, NBC Universal. And on top of that, almost the entire cast is LGBTQ. That includes the 6 actors who I got to sit down with at Julius's Bar here in New York to talk about the historic movie.
Oh my God, that's Aaron. He's very hot.
In the rom-com family, Bros is the newest sibling with a due date that many feel is long overdue.
As I was driving here, literally 2 blocks away, I see a cab. Bros is on the top. Nice. Says a boy meets bro love story. What do you think when you see that?
It's pretty exciting, I mean, there haven't been many movies like this that are getting this type of support from a major studio.
What's going through everyone's mind days before the release?
What I love and appreciate about this movie is, one, most people would probably immediately think it's a gay movie, right? Because it's telling a gay love story. But at the root, it's telling a love story.
What kind of gay man says his favorite singer is Garth Brooks? That scares me.
The movie centers around Bobby and Aaron, played by Billy Eichner and Luke McFarlane.
Cool, whatever, whenever. GIF of Michael Scott dancing. Looks good. Office GIF? This person isn't gay.
McFarlane is no stranger to rom-coms. The out actor has played the straight leading man in many a Hallmark holiday film. But Bros is new ground. He recently took his mom to a screening.
I was nervous. My mom got to see me fall in love with a man.
What was her reaction?
I'm gonna get a little teary-eyed, but my mom, she was there with my family, and they all had tears in their eyes, and they gave me a big hug, and we had a little cry together.
Oh.
And then she had notes, a lot of them.
Yeah. And Luke, will you be returning to the winter wonderland of Hallmark movies then?
They're very, very eager to sort of develop something with me moving forward. I do have one coming out this Christmas.
I'm doing one called Angry Gay Snowman.
Yeah.
Eichner wrote Bros with Nicholas Stoller, who directed Neighbors and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and the movie's produced by Judd Apatow, the guy behind mega hits like Trainwreck and Bridesmaids. Bros has a lot in common with those movies, along with some key differences. The cast is almost entirely LGBTQ, including those who make up the fictional board of directors for a new LGBTQ museum: Jim Rash, Miss Lawrence, T.S. Madison, and Dot Marie Jones.
But instead of the blue whale, it's a lesbian.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we should be able to star in our own stories. And the fact that we're all LGBTQ means we can sit here and also make fun of each other.
Yeah. This is Bisexual Awareness Week, and no one has acknowledged it.
The fighting was real. I only have 2 levels, 1 and 11.
No one has mentioned it.
Yeah. There's also diversity within the LGBTQ community, which, I mean, T.S., that's an important part of this too, right?
Yes, it is very much important. As a trans person of color, we have to be able to see ourselves.
We're like a family, and we are all in this community, and we all relate.
Maybe straight people can watch a gay couple fall in love and cry with them and laugh with them too.
And understand that it is a human experience.
Well, and then understand that it's no difference.
I was struck, like many, by a monologue you give during the movie where you say, I was always too gay, or I was always too niche, or I made people uncomfortable. And you say, when LGBTQ people hear that enough, they actually start to believe it. Where did that come from? Was that based on your real experience?
Yeah. That monologue is, without giving it away, it's just my way of saying, yes, this is a celebratory moment. Bros is historic, and it's mainly a comedy, but let's for 1 second address why it took so long and what the struggle has been that we've all triumphed over.
And I love that he used the word triumph there to describe what this is. The cast recently went to a screening at the Toronto Film Festival. That was their first chance to hear a huge audience, about 1,700 people packed inside one theater, laughing all at once at the movie, which was a great experience for them. Bros hits theaters this Friday.
I know I was laughing even in that brief package.
It's very funny. It is heartwarming, too. It is for a more mature audience, but if you like The Bridesmaids, The Trainwreck, those types of movies, same kind of thing, but this time a gay rom-com.
Love it.
All right.
Well, that does it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us. The news continues right now.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.